Are Chelsea Football Club better without a striker? Should Callum Hudson-Odoi be starting every game? And why? Are Chelsea only the third favourites for the Premier League title, despite currently being at the top of the Premier League and having had quite difficult fixtures? Questions to be asked and hopefully answered on this episode of Chelsea News, I guess, here on Football Therapy. Welcome back, friends. How you doing? I hope you're all doing well. I really do hope that today we're going to talk about all these subjects and a little bit more probably in between. Lots to get into today, so I'm going to urge you all, if you'd like to subscribe now. If you're new to the channel, you're all welcome to subscribe here. If you want to show some love and sweet support, feel free to drop a like on the video. And a quick reminder to everyone that every single ruddy day, I stream on twitch.tv/YansYard. That's my Twitch channel. I'm building a wicked community there. I play FIFA Ultimate Team, FIFA Chelsea mode, career mode, FPS, all sorts. Click the link in the description, go follow my Twitch and become part of the family. God, that's cheesy. Anyway, let's begin. First of all, I just checked the odds for the Premier League title, and I thought, you know what? Yes, City are very good. Yes, Liverpool are very good, but Chelsea are top of the Prem, and we've had a very difficult start, and we've had injuries. Despite that, Chelsea are third favourites to win the Premier League behind the aforementioned Liverpool and Man City. In fact, Chelsea are coming in at 3-1, which is pretty darn, outsider odds, shall we say. And I was thinking, why is that? Is it because of the recent Premier League winning pedigree from Man City and from Liverpool? And I'd say probably. Of course, both look sensational at the moment in terms of their attacking, but you have to pose the question, can they maintain that momentum for the entirety of the season? My gut feeling tells me no. And then similarly, or you could say differently, you look at Chelsea and you say, right, well, they're not playing to their potential, yet they're top of the Premier League. Are they going to maintain this not playing to their potential level for the entirety of the season? My gut instinct would tell me no. I think Chelsea are going to play better. I think they're going to pick up their form, find momentum, find better chemistry on the pitch. Chelsea are still looking pretty darn good though. And there's plenty of things I want to talk about in today's video regarding Chelsea. But just to finish on, Man City and Liverpool. They do have both, of course, they've both got great managers. In fact, all three clubs have possibly the three best managers in the world. Like, you could certainly argue that at the moment. I do think maybe in terms of Man City, their emotional connection, or perhaps lack thereof in terms of connection to the Champions League, could maybe distract them this season in terms of a title challenge. And with Liverpool, I've used the analogy before that they are a perfectly tailored three-piece suit. Maybe if someone forgets the waistcoat at the wedding, something could go wrong. I don't feel like, they have that much cover all over the pitch, and perhaps if there's a couple of problems, again, it just doesn't necessarily feel sustainable of a title challenge. So let's talk about Chelsea, third favourites to win the Premier League. We've just won the Champions League as well, so it won't be this emotional, connected priority for Chelsea, although retaining a Champions League would be massive, of course. Excuse me. It's definitely the attack, isn't it? Because Chelsea have an immaculate defence, an immaculate defensive record, superb defenders. The likes of Trevor Chalobah coming in is an absolute revelation. What a huge feel-good story for the Blues this season Trevor Chalobah is. Even Malang Sarr coming in and looking capable at times. It's huge, Edouard Mendy being probably the form goalkeeper in the league, possibly the world. And then, you've got Kepa Arrizabalaga, the second team goalkeeper, who will have to come in when AFCON starts. And the latest narrative around Kepa Arrizabalaga was he was the Super Cup hero. He kept a clean sheet against Spurs in a 3-0 win. It's not bad. It's a good narrative. It's a good feel-good story. The midfield, Jesus, going into this season, we were like, we only use Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic. We're in trouble here. Oh, never mind. We're all good. We signed Saul Niguez, which, was the sort of cover, was that, okay, we're sorted now. But the truth is, he can't get a sniff. In fact, speaking of Cobham-related revelations, Ruben Loftus-Cheek's return to the lineup has been massive. And of course, even Ross Barkley being utilised, every time he comes off the bench, he looks good, including against Norwich, that turn and shot, which forced a really good save from Tuchel. You're thinking Barkley's looking pretty darn sharp, man, against Juventus, and the following, when he came in at Juventus, and the games following. He's been good, Ross Barkley. So you're looking at the midfield now. You're feeling sorry for poor Sal Niguez, because you've still got Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek is looking like a starter now. You've got him, Barkley. Even Trevor Chalobah's played in midfield. Thomas Tuchel's played Reece James in midfield briefly before. So suddenly, midfield is looking fantastic. Both our fullbacks, wingbacks, look absolutely incredible on form in terms of Reece James and Ben Chilwell. Cesar Azpilicueta covering is no bad thing at all. And Marcus Alonso has proven this season that he can be incredible at left wingback too. So, everything seems okay. And Chelsea, ever since Frank Lampard's first summer window, is synonymous with having a lot of attacking talent. Again, yes, granted, it was only Norwich City at home in the Premier League, but Hakim Ziyech comes off the bench and forces some excellent saves from some wicked strikes with his left boot. And it poses a new question of what we should do with the attack. So Callum Hudson-Odoi was looking great. I mean, he wasn't the talker, he wasn't like the man of the hour in terms of that Norwich game. It was Mason Mount coming into goal scoring form. But many are calling for Callum Hudson-Odoi to start. And by the way, I know Simon Johnson of The Athletic referenced this in his piece. I'm going to reference it as well. Remember when Chelsea were synonymous with not playing academy players or not having any academy players in the first team? And when Frank Lampard came in, people said, oh, they're only playing these academy lads because there was a transfer ban. Not just Chelsea Football Club, the Premier League is riddled with Chelsea academy graduates. Look at Southampton, Armando Broja and Livramento both on the score sheet in a 2-2 draw. You've got so many elsewhere. Conor Gallagher, Billy Gilmore on loan, Tariq Lamptey, who was sold as well. There is more, I'm certain, that I'm missing. Mark Gurhey, that we sold. The Premier League starting lineups are riddled with Chelsea academy players. The Chelsea starting 11, our best performers at the moment. You could argue Christensen's from the academy, superb. Trevor Chalobah, superb. Reece James, superb. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, superb. Mason Mount, superb. Callum Hudson-Odoi, superb. Am I forgetting someone? I might be forgetting someone. So many players. What an incredible story for Chelsea's academy. Anyway, I just wanted to get that in there. I'm digressing slightly. So let's bring it back to the point. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's like a conventional Premier League winger that's young, high-octane, direct. And if you look at our current, you could argue that Christian Pulisic is similar. They're slightly different in play style, but they're both sort of dribbling direct wingers ultimately. Pulisic is of course forever injured, but if you look at Hakim Ziyech, he's more of a sort of luxury floaty player, even though he's got incredible quality. But then that really, it's at the moment, it's only Callum Hudson-Odoi that offers that. Of course, when Mason Mount plays, he's playing much more as an inside 10. When Callum Hudson-Odoi plays behind a striker or next to a striker, he sort of occupies winger spaces, getting to the byline, running up and down, taking players on, going past them, dribbling, assisting and scoring. He's really our only option in terms of that player profile at the moment. Now, I read somewhere, so obviously a lot of Chelsea fans are calling for him to start. I'm kind of feeling the same way now. It's so difficult as a Chelsea fan when you've got immense quality in, a world-class player in Kai Havertz, who was the only player probably to not look good against Norwich. And and he was playing the striker. It makes you think that the Chelsea strikers are just cursed. Some people were saying, and I don't think this is a criticism of Lukaku himself, but some people were saying, I've read that if Chelsea played Lukaku, and maybe he might have even scored, Chelsea would have won against Norwich 3-0. It would have just been a happy, comfortable win. But the fact how there wasn't a striker, and there was just a conventional striker at least, and there was a lot of movement and rotation, that we managed to score much more goals, pulling the opposition out of position. And this essentially is what Man City have been doing for years. And this is essentially what Liverpool do. What striker do they play? Roberto Firmino, he's like the quintessential false nine. He's just like, and he's been playing wide before as well. Salah's played down the middle, he's played wide. Diogo Jota plays as a striker. He's not a proper striker. And these teams rack up massive scorelines. Romelu Lukaku is a proper nine, and he's a world-class player. I'm absolutely not putting any criticism on him, and if we had everyone fit, I'm letting you know now, he starts. He starts because of his mentality, because of how he can bully opposition players, how he's not, he stands tall. He's also got this, like, Didier Drogba vibes in terms of defending set pieces and high-profile games and stuff like that. He's a character you want on the pitch, a leader. He's a Ballon d'Or nominee. He's just won the MVP. He's an incredible player. But it is genuinely, going back to that age-old question, getting the most out of them. I've said it here before in Football Therapy, getting him to turn on that inside right channel like he does for Belgium, and like he did so many times for Antonio Conte's Inter. Right now, we don't have him doing that. Thomas Tuchel keeps speaking about him as a reference point up front, which does concern me a little bit. But hopefully he comes back soon, and hopefully we can get some rhythm into him, because he will score a lot of goals, and he will finish our top goal scorer. That's it. Despite, I think people might have more goals than him now. Certainly a few players are on 3 goals, I think, for Chelsea at the moment. But one thing that I agree with the Chelsea fan base is bringing in Callum Hudson-Odoi, a conventional winger style player that can keep opposition defenders guessing rather than just systemic passing around the 18-yard box when the opposition's defending. Thomas Tuchel said himself, we need dribblers, we need ball carriers. That's why he likes to play Mateo Kovacic. That's why, generally, he's been starting Ruben Loftus-Cheek a lot. And you know what? I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is going to come back into this lineup pretty darn quickly. Obviously, he didn't play against Norwich, but Norwich is at home isn't the most difficult fixture. You could pose the question, is Thomas Tuchel saving Ruben Loftus-Cheek for the more high-profile fixtures now, which is just an incredible turnaround if true. Anyway, we have a lot to sort out in terms of chemistry, combinational play, and clicking, and selection, really. There's a reason, I think, to bring it back home, why the bookmakers are making Liverpool. Certainly, Liverpool higher favourites than Chelsea because, like I said, they're the three-piece suit. They're just perfect for each other, all the players. And Man City, because they've just got... I think they always give Man City good odds because of what they've done in the Premier League over the last 4 years. They just always win, and they always find a way, even if they start poor. So the bookmakers aren't silly. They know they'll always come into it. But with Chelsea, unknown quantity. We haven't won the league in 4 years. They'll probably think, well, we have to see more before we start shortening those odds. Guys, let me know what you think. I'm interested in what you guys have to say about the attack, combinational play. Are Chelsea better without strikers? What would you do? What do you reckon about Callum Hudson-Odoi, etc.? If you've enjoyed the video, please do drop a like. It does mean a lot, and I would be most appreciative to see newcomers on the Twitch streams that I do, of course, every single day. We're playing FIFA, FPS, and I'd love to see some of you guys there. Of course, Twitch is free. Just follow. If you've got the app, it lets you know when I'm live, and you can come and hang out with me and chat to me while I play video games, and it's a fun community thing. That's it from me, though, guys. So enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.